So today, inshallah, we'll be learning networking. I hope we already did this thing together. Networking. Let's have a refresher. So, what is networking? Anyone? What are IP addresses? What is networking? Do you know anything? No? Okay, fine. So IP addresses are assigned to all the things, all the devices that are connected to the internet. Back in the day, there are only computers that are connected to the internet. So they had this IP address, IPv4 protocol, wherein you have a 32-bit address. Let me share the screen with you. Yeah. So previously you had 32-bit address. Let me see if I can write. There are no extension. Drawn the web page extension. Just give me a minute. I'm basically installing the extension to write on the web pages. So let's see. Okay, let's go back.
Yes.
You're there. I thought you left.
No, no, I am there.
Okay, so what's an IPv4 address? It's a 32-bit address. Okay, 32-bit. Here in the IP addresses, you generally need to know this notation. What notation? The binary notation. So IP address, it will be represented something like 0 point 0 point 0 point 0. So all these things can go up to 256. Okay, this is the decimal way of writing it. Let me see if I can make this thing bigger. Okay, transparent, now color something else. So yeah, this is a bit better. Yeah, how to erase this stuff. Let's go back. So how do you do it? 0 0.0.0.0 decimal way of writing. The same thing, each of this is binary, 8-bit binary. Okay, so you can write this 0 as 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, similarly 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 dot, I don't have space there, so I'll write it here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 dot 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, this is the binary way of writing it. This is a 8-bit digit, 8-bit. So it can go up to 255 dot 255 dot 255 dot 255. And the decimal way of writing it, this the same thing as 1 1 1 1 1 8 ones dot 1 1.
It means all that are open, so one come, no?
Yeah, so it can go up to all the 8 ones. Okay, so it will start, the address will start at 000. So the first number in binary notation, basically this is how you it is. So 0 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 0 is represented as this thing, 8-bit. Okay, if you want to write 1 in 8-bit binary, then it will be 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. This is how you do it. And then if you want to write 2, then that is, can you say it, 1 0. You write 1 0. If you want to write 3, you can write 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 1. That's how you do. Okay, so similarly again 4, you'll write it as this digit will become 1 and 0 0. And then 5, you can write it as 1 0 1. Okay, and it goes on like that. So all of those things are, how many addresses are possible for you? That's basically 256 times 256 times 256 times 256. So that is a total of, when you do the maths, you will get 256 to the power 4. Yeah, so this is what you can expect. 4294967 296. So how many addresses are there possible? Theoretically 4 billion addresses are possible. How many addresses are possible with IPv4 address? 4 billion addresses are possible. Okay, but we'll see, yeah, practically that isn't the case. Practically, you need there are there are few IP addresses that are reserved and stuff like that. So back in the day, people only had computers. So they thought that only having this 4 billion, they are never going to exceed that. But nowadays, even a small bulb is connected to the internet, isn't it? So that small bulb has an IP address nowadays. They never thought about it. They never thought about all these, basically running out of IP addresses. They never thought about it. Even a bulb has IP address. So now this IPv4, in order to basically prevent it from running out of addresses, what they have done, like they came up with two things actually. So there is something called CIDR notation, CIDR notation, wherein they divided the network into the you know the this one, the IP address, the what is it? Public address, and then the private address. Yeah, public address, private address. So there are a bunch of addresses that are made private. For example, the addresses that starts from 192.168, all of them are made private address. Okay, so you can have any number of devices within a building or within a home. Okay, and the entire home will have two addresses actually. Okay, if you have a home, what all the devices that you have inside it, everything will have a uh, private address. Okay, that starts with 192.168, and everything outside the house, it is assigned with only one IP. So this is how we are saving. So this is public IP. When you want to access the internet, then you are assigned with public IP address. And which device does that? Your router converts your private IP address into public IP address if you're trying to access anything outside your house. Maybe google.com is not there inside your house, that IP isn't there. So whenever you're searching anything online, then you will be assigned with one public IP. So all your devices can have different IP addresses. For example, your computer may have, let me clear everything. Your computer may have an IP address 192.168.0.241. Okay, and your smartphone will have an IP address 192.168.0.4. Okay, like that. But whenever you are trying to on access the internet, everything will be given a public IP of, maybe let us say, 156.156.4.3. Okay, let's assume that this is a public IP address. So whenever you're trying to access anything online, then both your smartphone and your computer will be assigned an IP of this. Okay, maybe you have 100 more devices in your home. Maybe a TV is also there, smart TV is there, or maybe your bulb. Okay, everything is assigned with only one public IP. That's how they saved the IP addresses. And how do they do it? By basically dividing it into a net and subnets. So the subnet will tell how many hosts are possible within the network. Okay, and the subnet and all those things we'll see later what subnets are. For now, you just remember one thing: IPv4 address or IPv6 address. What are they? They are the addresses that are assigned to your devices that connects to the internet or that connects with another device. If you want to connect to any other device, you always need an IP address. Okay, that's your network address whenever you want to connect to the internet. That's the IP, internet protocol address. The name itself suggests. So in internet protocol address, you have two kinds of addresses: IPv4 and IPv6. In IPv6, you have the possibilities a lot compared to IPv4. Okay, for example, here actually it is written, I guess. What's the possibility? You can have 3.4 into 10 power 4 to the power 38. The TCM has already provided that number. So how many IP addresses are possible with IPv6? These many. To the power 38 means a lot. Okay. maybe trillion. In trillion you have 9 zeros. So trillion will have 18 zeros. So you can get the point. See, you have 38 zeros basically. So a lot more possible in IPv6, and we may not run out of IP addresses if we use IPv6, but generally speaking, IPv4 is the most common address that you can find everywhere. Okay, is that clear? Anyway, so then you have the transition from IPv4 to IPv6 is necessary due to depletion of available IPv4 addresses. IPv6 provides a solution that to the address shortage while also introducing improvements in security. Auto configuration and other features, however, IPv4 and v6 are not directly compatible. So various mechanisms and transition technologies exist to enable communications between the two protocols. In summary, V4 and V6 are versions of Internet Protocol that provides unique addresses to devices on a network. IPv4 is a 32-bit address, while IPv6 is a 128-bit address. IPv6 offers a larger address space and additional features compared to IPv4. It's basically hexadecimal number. IPv6 utilizes a hexadecimal number. So that is it for the theory part of it. Now, we'll just move on with hacking another machine. So yeah, let me switch on to that. So before we move on to the next machine, let's do a quick refresher. The first machine that we had, Meow, this machine is based on a very old technology called Telnet that is open on port number, what is it, TCP port 30 or something. That's open on that thing. So this Telnet is used here. Telnet is usually used to access the remote server. It's kind of like RDP, remotely connecting the device. And before we move on with the machines, we also need to connect to it. So let me connect here. Starting point. Okay, so we have learned a bunch of things. Yeah, acronym virtual machine. So to access the virtual machine, that's a technology. The technology that we use is Telnet, and the way that we are able to get into the machine is basically sometimes they are not configured properly. Sometimes you can access the root and admin, they are left without password. So we tried the root, we tried the admin, and we are able to, I think, log in with a root or admin privileges, and that's how we found out the flag for this one. In fawn is based on FTP protocol. So we are able to hack into FTP, or basically again even this is related to misconfiguration. some people, they anonymously access the server. FTP is a file transferring protocol. If you want to transfer files from your device to the network or to the internet or to another server, you can do it with FTP, or it can work the other way around. So if you want to download something from the server to your computer, you can do that through FTP. So here in this case, an FTP server was open, and the problem, that sometimes what the people do, they anonymously access it. So we used the word anonymous, and we just put a password, and that's how we are able to access it. Anonymous. We are able to do this one with anonymous. Okay, anything from your scans, what version is running FTP on the target? Okay, from your scans, what OS type is running it? I think it was Unix. Yeah, the yeah, Unix. What's the command we need to run in order to display the FTP client help menu? This thing is FTP minus H. Yeah. So if you want to know FTP minus H, what is the username that is used over FTP when you want to log in without an account? So yeah, that's what we have seen. If you want to log in without an account, then you can just write down anonymous, and then don't write any password, or just write any password. That should work fine. Response code, if you want to download anything from the internet, that is get. Acha, sorry. We get for the FTP message login successful. That's 230. Similarly, dancing. This one is usually this machine is related to the SMB protocol, server messaging something, server message block. Yeah, server message block. And this server message block again is used to download things from the server. SMB is usually hosted on port number 445, and even this one we are able to access because of misconfiguration. Again, the same thing, because of misconfiguration. So here I think in this case, what did we use? Yeah, when we scanned, there are a bunch of users we have seen. No, that is after accessing. How did we get into the SMB? Let me see the walkthrough again. How did we get into it? Yeah, by using SMB client minus L and target IP, and we are able to do it without putting a password. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, that is done. We have seen all those things. We've checked it. Let's do this machine today. A Redeemer. This is based on Redis vulnerability assessment, databases, reconnaissance, anonymous guest access. Yeah, I think again it has anonymous guest access. Similarly, we had in here anonymous guest access. Same thing, anonymous guest access. Redeemer, Redis. Let's spawn the machine and find out what a Redis is. Real-time data platform. Redis is a source available in memory storage used as a distributed in memory key value database. Cache and message broker with optional durability because it holds all data in memory and because of its design. Source available. Redis is source available. In-memory storage used as a distributed in-memory key value database, cache and message broker with optional durability because it holds all data in memory and because of its design. Redis offers low latency reads and writes, making it particularly suitable for use cases that require a cache. Redis is the most popular NoSQL database and one of the most popular database overall. It's a database. It helps with low latency reads and write. Okay, let's see. Let's spin up our virtual machine. And the first thing that we're going to do is Nmap. So Nmap 10.129.116.0 116.0. Let's see now. Post seems to be done. 10.129.116.0. It's connected. Let me ping this thing. Yeah, ping is successful. Let's try doing Nmap again. Come on, come on. Which port is open on the machine? So which port Redis uses. Its port number 6379. 63797. Submit. That's the right answer. Which service is running on the port that is open on the machine? Redis. Simple. What type of database is Redis? Choose from the following options. In-memory database, traditional database. That is in-memory database. In-memory database basically means that it is stored in RAM rather, rather than the storage, normal storage. In-memory database. Okay. Which command line utility is used to interact with the Redis server? Enter the program name you would enter into the terminal without any arguments. It is still going on with this thing. Let's just hope this finish sooner. How to interact with a Redis server? Redis. We will try and demonstrate how these commands behave by running them. If you have Redis server installed locally, you can connect to the Redis instance with the Redis CLI, Redis-CLI. This will take you to Redis CLI's interactive mode, which presents you with a read eval print loop, where you can run Redis builds in commands and receive replies. Okay, if interactive menu, your command in prompt will change to reflect your connection. In this example and others through this guide, the prompt indicates a connection to a Redis instance hosted locally and accessed over Redis default port 6379. It is still running. Let's end this. Starting, undergoing connect scan. Remaining another 10 minutes for it. Fine. Till that time we'll read this thing. But we have known something. Which command line is used to interact with Redis server? That is Redis CLI. What happened? What is this? Command line utility is used to interact with Redis server. That's Redis CLI. Yeah, that's the answer. Which flag is used with the Redis command line utility to specify the hostname? The alternative to running Redis commands in interactive mode is to run them as arguments. Redis CLI, Redis command, connecting to Redis remotely. CLI minus H host, then port number minus a password. If you have set up Redis password, if you want to connect to Redis data store, you can specify its host and port numbers with minus H and minus P flags respectively. Also, if you've configured your Redis database to require a password, you can include the dash A flag. However, they won't be able to add, change, or query data until they authenticate. To authenticate after connecting, use the auth command followed by the password. So if you want to authenticate yourself, that is auth command. Let me close this thing. Which flag is used with the Redis command line utility to specify the host name? How to get the host name? Where is that command? I don't know. Let's find out from the walkthrough. Introduction. Databases are a collection of organized information that can be easily accessed, managed, and updated in most environments. Database systems are very important because they communicate information related to your sales, transactions, product inventory, customer profiles, and marketing activities. There are different types of databases, and one among them is Redis, which is an in-memory database. In-memory database also are the one that rely essentially on the primary memory for data storage, meaning that the database is managed in the RAM of the system. In contrast to databases that store data on the disk or SSDs, as the primary memory is significantly faster than the secondary memory, the data retrieval time in the case of in-memory databases is very small, thus offering very efficient and minimal response times. In-memory databases like Redis are typically used to cache data that is frequently requested for a quick retrieval. For example, if there is a website that returns some prices on the front page of the site, the website may be written to first check if the needed price are in Redis, and if not, then check the traditional databases like MySQL and MongoDB. When the value is loaded from the database, it is then stored in Redis for some shorter period of time to handle any similar requests that arrive during that time frame. For a site with lots of traffic, this configuration allows for much faster retrieval for the majority of requests, which still having stable long-term storage in the main database. This lab focuses on enumerating a Redis server remotely and then dumping its database in order to retrieve the flag. In this process, we learn about the usage Redis CLI command line utility, which helps interact with Redis server. We also learn about some basic Redis CLI commands which are used to interact with the Redis server and the key value database. Now dive straight into the enumeration. In order to verify the connectivity, we use ping. Okay, we have seen this thing. Immediately after that, we can follow up with a preliminary scan of the target using nmap with the appropriate service version detection switch. We scan the IP addresses for any ports and services. So nmap minus p minus sv. Okay, any ports. Is it still running? Let's do this thing. Let's do this quicker this time at least. Let it scan. So probably we'll find this thing, Redis key value store and stuff like that. We can infer from the scan result that only one port is open on the target machine, that is 6399, which is running a Redis server. What is Redis? A remote dictionary server is an open source advanced NoSQL key value data store used as a database cache and message broker. The data is stored in a dictionary format having key value pairs. It is typically used for short-term storage of data that needs fast retrieval. Redis does backup data to hard drives to provide consistency. The server Redis runs as server-side software, so its core functionality is in its server component. The server listens for connections from clients, programming, or through command line interface. CLI. The command line database, the database stored in the RAM. Redis also writes and consents of the database to disk at varying intervals to perceive it as a backup in case of failure. Installing Redis CLI. Okay, sudo apt install Redis tools. Let's do that. Sudo apt install Redis tools. What happened to the password now? Okay. Nmap is still ongoing. Anyways, let's install this thing. Come on, come on. Okay, this is done. We can connect to Redis using netcat utility, but we will be using Redis CLI in this write-up as it is more convenient to use. Redis CLI dash dash help will give you all the command. CLI Okay, install sudo apt update. Come on, start here. Oh, it is still running. Come on, start. Okay, now ready CLI. Okay, okay, probably I may have installed Redis on another one. Sudo, oh, I missed this step. Sudo apt install Redis tools. Now let's see. Still, okay. So probably I was making a mistake somewhere. Redis CLI. Ah, I wasn't writing Redis. That's the problem. So we see a bunch of things. Minus H host name, server host name, and server ports, server socket, server passwords. Let's try using this thing. So for host name, minus H. This should be minus H. That's it. Once connected to a Redis server, which command is used to obtain the information and statistics about the Redis server. Okay. In our case, we only need to use the following switch for specifying the host that we need to connect. Minus H Redis CLI minus H target IP address. Redis CLI minus H 10.129.160.0. Okay, now it's connected. Open. Upon successful connection with the Redis server, we should be able to see a prompt in the terminal as shown in the above image. One of the basic Redis animation. One of the basic Redis enumeration command is info, which returns information and statistics about the Redis server. Since the output of this command is pretty long, I have snipped out the less relevant information. If you just put out info, the key space section provides statistics on the main directory. Info is the first thing that we need to do. Info. That's a bit too much. Key space. Okay. Include the number of keys and the number of keys with an expiration. In our case, under the key space section, we can see that only one database exists with the index 0. Select 0. All the keys present in the database using the command key star. Key star. Oh, get and the key. Okay, we got the flag basically. Do we have flag here? No, no. That's not the same flag. This is the flag. Let's see if we can paste that. Okay. Once command connected to a Redis server, which command is used to obtain the information and statistics about the Redis server. That's info. What is the version of the Redis server being used on the target machine? That we have to see. Five point 0.7. Which command is used to select the desired database in Redis? That is select. How many keys are present in the database with index 0? Only one. 4. Wait a minute. Which command is used to obtain all the keys in a database? Key star. Okay, now the machine. There you have it. So now let's end